So I started thinking, like, this show can't get better each week. Like, it has to have a slow episode, or it has to have one that's just kind of like, it's just okay. But what the heck? It was amazing again. So many things happened in this episode, and I just think now, like, every episode's going to be amazing because we're getting closer to the finale, and I freaking cannot wait. So I was really sad at the beginning of this episode because I was like, well, it's official. The detective is dead, just like a lot of you guys thought. I was super sad about it, but thankfully we got some good news near the end of the episode. So I was on target about Ben being a foster kid. It turns out that that's where he was visiting. The guy seemed to not really care about him, unfortunately, but Nina was able to get some information about him and get a picture of him. So yeah, I still think there are so many things about Ben that we don't know, and it's really terrible that he disappeared and, like, the foster guy didn't report him as missing. Like, that's just freaking terrible. I mean, I guess he was worried about himself, but please. So Ben kind of freaked me out when he knew that he was being videotaped by that monkey, and he put it down, and he even let Claire know about it. I mean, I understand people not wanting to be videotaped, and I also understand Claire's point of view because he's essentially a stranger. They know nothing about him, and even the stuff he's told them could be complete lies. So I see her point of wanting to tape him as well. So we see that Doug is doing some work at Hank's house, and he's totally trying to figure out when Ben could possibly be alone in that house so that he can meet up with him a little bit later in this episode. We also see some more flashbacks of the day that Adam was abducted, and we see that Hank actually talked to Doug on that day, so there was a little connection there. I completely call that the reporter was totally using both Willa and Danny, and I think she's one of the most despicable characters on this show. I literally cannot stand this woman, and I know that Willa probably thinks that they are in a relationship or going toward a relationship, and I think Danny kind of knows that there's been something going on with her and Willa, but I just think she's terrible. I mean, she's going to end up breaking some type of story, but she's using them the entire way. So I loved when Nina met up with the family and with Ben and showed him a picture of himself, and he seemed very uncomfortable, and poor John was totally left in the dark here. I mean, it's just very wrong to me that they haven't told John and Danny that Adam isn't Adam. Like, please come clean to him, because I'm for sure when John finds out, and probably from someone else, he's going to totally divorce Claire and move out of the house. I think Danny might handle it a little better since he suspected it all along, but it's really wrong. And I mean, I think even Claire realizes that because she was like, look, I mean, the detective knows this isn't Adam and we're doing something criminal here. So the way they're handling that is just totally wrong, and the deceit really needs to stop. It really bugged me that Danny was intending to go to Claire's debate, but the reporter was hooking up with him and totally kept him from that. That was annoying. I mean, I know he's his own person and can do his own thing, but she was pretty much responsible for that. So I thought Claire was really going to get caught up in her debate when the other guy, the current governor, I guess, was like, you're just using your son coming back as a way to get votes and everything. And she was like, well, actually, he's not my son. But then she spun it around and she actually told the truth. But she didn't tell the truth. She didn't tell everyone that he's not really Adam, but she spun it so well that everyone loved what she had to say, and I'm pretty for sure she's going to be elected governor. We're going to have to see how all of that pans out. Okay, so one of the big things we need to talk about here is the fact that when Doug realizes Ben is home alone during this debate, he goes over there and he talks with him. And what the heck did they talk about? Because Ben doesn't tell anyone about the meeting. And I'm starting to get some major shady vibes. Now, I've always thought Ben was shady, and I know a lot of you disagree. And honestly, if this was a real-life story, I would want Ben to not be shady and to actually be a victim, and I would feel sorry for him. But this show has got to have some major twists coming that we don't know yet, and I think that could be one of them. So, I don't know to what level of shady he is, but there's something just not quite right with him. He seemed so insistent on becoming Adam to a point that it was creepy. He has, like, no backstory at all, no family. It's just so convenient that he's a foster kid. And I want to know what you think about that and what could possibly be going on here. The fact that he talked to Doug, I don't know. I don't know if Doug has told him he's going to kill someone, but I still don't see what's in it for Doug. Like, why did Doug want to talk to him unless they have something going on, like some kind of deal going on, they're working together? What if Ben wasn't really a victim? What if those flashbacks weren't really flashbacks, he made them up? What if Adam was the only real victim here? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I know one of my viewers, Brittany, I said a million times that Ben is Doug's son, and I still think that could be possible because, you know, yeah, he was a foster kid. Maybe the mom gave him up, or he was taken away because, the mom wasn't capable of taking care of him, or the mom died. I don't know. I don't think his girlfriend is the mom, but I want to know what you think about that. Hank is putting the pieces together. He sees that logo in the drawer that Doug was working on. He realizes it matches the logo of the birdhouse he bought from Doug 10 years ago. He goes to the police. He's ready to expose him. They're very close to cracking down on Doug and the girlfriend, and I think that will happen this season. So there has to be something to carry us over to season 2 and to keep this series going beyond Doug, because they're going to capture him, I'm pretty sure, or he's going to be killed. And I think we'll have that resolved, sort of, at least. So what's going to happen? The huge OMG moment was learning that the detective was alive. Obviously, Doug's girlfriend is so mentally messed up because she was apologizing. She feels bad. She made him food and tried to make it look all nice, but he was afraid to eat it. I do think he will survive, but it's only a matter of time, and it's going to happen this season that he is found, that the girlfriend goes to jail, and that Doug is either murdered or arrested. The biggest question of this episode was the analogy between the two fishes, two boys living together, one would kill the other. Does that mean that Ben killed Adam? I feel like that's too easy, and they're giving that away too much in an episode that's not the finale. But I still stand by what I've said all along. There's something going on more with Ben than just a person who was kidnapped, who was a foster kid, who would love to be accepted into their family. I refuse to believe that it's just that simple. So I don't know, and I would love to hear your thoughts and theories on what is really going on with Ben and how that's going to play out this season and next season, because it would be a heck of a twist if he was in some way a villain and no one in the family knows, and that could carry us over to next season, and that could be the theme of that season. So I don't know, but I love this show. I have a live chat every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. That info is down below. So if you haven't been before, please come. That's literally the best part of my week. And please subscribe if you're a fan of The Family or other mystery shows, because I would love to have you as part of my Kelly TV family. So I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.